Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're having a beautiful day. Um, let's see, let me show you some of the view that I got going on here. Anyway, I wanted to do this quick live to just have a brief conversation about some of the things that I think we have to address when it comes to repatriation to Africa. I believe that maybe we have over romanticized Africa in our mind. When we live in the West and we can't stand it anymore, don't want to be there anymore, don't want to have anything to do with, just the lifestyle, the way how you're being treated. You start to think, okay, I'm African. I want to go back to Africa. I feel that I belong in Africa and I could do better in Africa if I gave Africa a shot, right? But what I am finding, or what I found over these past almost 4 years, is that there is a lot of over romanticization of Africa, that people don't realize that the same exact type of society that you have there, maybe cultural differences are different, but the societal situation is the same. We have meter maids here. If you think you're running all the way from Philly to get away from a meter maid, the meter maids are also here as well. If you think you're running away to, escaping something, it is also here. And whatever it is that is in your personality or your character that you believe that you will be better at when you get here, your personality or your character traits will always also be here as well. So you have to take a deep dive and look into yourself about who you are and what you're able to, what you think you can accomplish and what you think you have to change. Change is a mandatory necessity of moving to Africa. But I don't want to go into that. I want to go into the romanticization of Africa, the over ideals of what we think we're going to get in Africa. And I believe that's what's leading to a lot of disappointment, a lot of people who are leaving, a lot of people who are complaining, a lot of people who are saying this, that, and the third. Um, I have been bitten. I have been very public about the things that has happened to me here. I've been bitten by the diaspora. I've been bitten by Africans. I've been bitten by the Tanzanian government. I have gone through my go through here, okay? But I am still standing and I'm still here and I'm still going to be here because I have a complete different why and a reason, a purpose for my here, okay? And one of the things that I think people need to address and speak on is the fantasies that we have in our minds that Africa is going to be, the solution or the cure all to some of the issues or the situations that we're going through in the West. It is not the solution, it is a solution, it is a part of the solution that you are going to use to apply to make your life different. You cannot think of coming to Africa and be the same person and expect different results. You cannot be coming to Africa and have these fantasies in your head that, oh, this will be better because this will be cheaper. Yes, it might be cheaper, but there is also an opportunity cost to getting that cheaper lifestyle, meaning you're still going to have to find an income. You're still going to have to find a way to live in that society. Maybe you're going to get rent for, you're thinking in your mind that, okay, I can get rent for this dirt cheap, okay. But you might be in a community where you don't want to be in. You might have squatty toilets where you don't want to be in. You might not have access to certain things. I've had people more than once, I think about 4 times, talk about they want to go to a village. And, because they've seen someone in the village or whatever. Okay, that's fine and well and good for them. But I understand my limitations. I understand who I am and where I come from. Okay. And I'm not going to say the village is not for me. But you who are saying the village and you want to go to the village, you have to think about the village. Really, you have to think about it The people that you see in the village, likely their grandparents, their parents, and their parents before them were born and raised in that village, sleeping on the floor, sleeping on mats, with all different kinds of issues that come along with that. You are afraid of bugs. You're afraid of, if you see a spider, you start screaming and hollering, but you have this fantasy in your mind that you want to go to a village. And so the concept that there's a lot of disassociation, or I don't know what the words are, but there is a disconnect between the reality of what people think they're going to face and the reality of the reality. Okay, the reality of the fantasy, which they see someone living and think, oh yeah, they do it, I can do it. But you don't know what that person's background or breeding is. Just like how people will see the Exodus house and think, oh, she did it, I can do it. This place almost nearly killed me from stress. It almost nearly killed me from stress. It was a very, 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 very stressful, high stress experience. And I did it with a smile on my face, yes. But that doesn't mean it was not difficult. Will you be able to go through my go through? Probably, probably yes, probably no. I don't know what you're made of. You have to know what you're made of. Therefore, your fantasy, you have to do a reality check between what you see as fantasy and what you see as reality. You have to do that deduction in your mind. And this is why these workshops that I'm doing is of extreme, extreme importance, because these workshops are for people who are also already living in Africa, the African diaspora who is already here. It is the Anywhere in Africa workshop. I have put a tremendous amount of work, time, energy, and effort and research and re-research to update the knowledge and the information that I have available to give people a proper insight in their decision making. And I have done comparative studies between West and East. I have a tremendous amount of knowledge and information. So when people are saying to me that they want to come to Africa, they want to do what I'm doing, they want to welcome back the diaspora, their ups and downs and their valleys and peaks and their highs and lows that people need to be cognizant and aware of. Yes, it looks good that I'm sitting out here on a beach. Okay, you can also come, you can book your stay, you can spend some time with me, you can get a clear understanding, you can have a part of this for your peace, and you can also learn from that if you do so desire. Okay, but it costs something. All right, it's going to cost something, and you have to have the wherewithal to decipher if you have that in you in order to make it happen for you. Okay, because it is not as easy as it looks. There is a lot of work and years and years and years of preparation behind it. And this preparation I have compacted into this workshop that I will also be publishing into a book. But in the meantime, in order to provide for you the information that you need, if you're looking at repatriation, moving to Africa, if you've traveled to Africa before, this will be beneficial to you. If you have already come to Tanzania and looked around, and this still will be beneficial to you. This is the things that you need to do before you leave. This is the things you need to do when you get here. This is the things that you need to do to make the proper decision about where on this continent you are going to go. There's information in there for people of different life stages. We're not all in the same stages. Therefore, you cannot look at someone in one stage of life who have no responsibility, never made any kind of commitments, own any kind of businesses, paid any kind of taxes, done anything whatsoever in Africa. However, you as a person in your 50s and 60s believe that this is the person you should be taking advice from, though they have not done anything and have not the experience and can't direct you. And you make those decisions, come to Africa and put your foot in it, and then you put the camera in your face and start complaining about Africa. It is not fair. If you do not have the right people to guide you, you will not be making the right kind of decisions. Okay? Because not everyone is willing to live here illegally. Not everyone is willing to do certain things. Everybody wants the fantasy of coming to Africa, finding a company or founding a company, investing in that company, putting, say, okay, I want to start exporting yams, but not understanding all that you need to go through in order to go there, and the kind of funds that you need to have, and the kind of facilities that you need to have in order to go to that next level. Okay, everyone sees the end results, but no one wants to go through the struggle. It's like me right now with the seaweed business. I'm doing I'm doing the seaweed export, but there is a lot of logistics involved. There is warehousing, there is transportation, there is packaging, there's processing, there's a lot that's involved in that. It's not just a matter of saying, okay, I've bought sea moss and now I'm going to send CMOS to America. There is a lot that's involved in that process. So you who are looking at coming here to say you're going to start an import export company, you only see the end. Okay, I can do that, I can get this into Amazon, I could do this, I could do that, but the logistics that goes behind it, you need to be made aware. Those of you who are looking to say, I am moving to Africa, I am relocating, I'm coming to raise my children on the continent, I have had enough of the foolishness in the West, you need to be prepared. You need to know what you're going to encounter, what are the kind of lifestyles of things that is going to impact your children socially. You need to know what's going to impact your children from an educational level. You need to know what is going to impact your children into the future. Okay, so this is just me trying to give you a clear heads up on what you need to know. Okay, I'm going to put the link to the workshop. We have another workshop coming up on Sunday the 14th. Let's see, Sunday the 14th from 1 p.m. I don't think the link is clickable. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to also now put my email address in here for those of you who would like to attend the workshop. It is very unfair to not have the knowledge and the information that you need to have. Don't get the consultancy from the right people, the people who are here, who have gone through the process of immigration, gone through the process of land, gone through the process of registering a company, gone through the process of registering a business, gone through the process of having employees, gone through the process of managing budgets, gone through the process of preparing packaging and shipping and exporting and all of that stuff. You cannot be willy-nilly like, oh, this look like a person I want to vibe with, my vibe work with them. Guess what? Your vibe might not work with me, but the thing that you need to know in order to do this thing properly, I am guaranteeing you that I am the person that you need to communicate with in order to do this thing properly. I am not about bringing people to the continent who I don't like it. I'm going to go. I'm about, if you're looking for relocation, to put down roots, to make a solid retentive go at the African continent, you need to be prepared properly. Number one, you have to be an entrepreneur. If you have never been an entrepreneur in your whole entire life, you're going to have to learn how to become an entrepreneur. Number two, you are going to have to get real with technology. We are at a different place and space in time right now. There is no excuse for people who do not know how to use technology. Okay? And this is a very big part of the workshop. The technology, the training, the experience all goes hand in hand, because you are going to have to be able to take this what you're doing and apply it into the tangible or intangible world so that you can be able to generate income or do what you need to do. Okay? So there are a variety of different levels that go along with it. Okay? So if you're talking about coming to Africa, doing business in Africa, or whatever, you have to ask yourself, why are you coming here? For what reason are you planning on coming here? What is your ideas and what are the fantasies and the romance that you have in your idea, in your head, right? And for the Africans who are watching this, I have tons and tons and tons of Tanzanian. That's one of the things that I really appreciated about having the restaurant, was that I was able to connect with the people who actually watch the channel, the Tanzanian people who come in, who eat, who have a conversation with me and tell me about their experience as well. And for those of you who are watching, okay, the African people who are watching, you also have a role and a part to play in this. A lot of you who see us coming here, okay, you're looking for partnerships, you're looking for relationships, you're looking to build communication, you're looking to build friendships. You also have to be aware of knowledgeable that not everyone who you see come here is for the same thing. Stop throwing your daughters at these African American men or these white men or these men who just pop up out of nowhere, impregnating people and then leaving them, and you have welcomed them into your home and now your daughter is ruined and spoiled. Okay? Stop throwing your girls, stop throwing away your culture. If you are talking about building a community with the diaspora, with the African diaspora, you should also help us to have a better understanding of your culture and your customs. Do not go in the direction where we're coming from, because not all of us have the right direction and the right judgment and the right understanding. Train us, teach us, show us, guide us in your way, the right way, how things should be done here. If you're talking about partnerships and working, stop looking at us as a meal ticket. I understand it's hard to look at, but there is a legitimate business at the end of every relationship. There is a legitimate bond that can be made at the end of the relationship. So if you are looking at us who are coming from the West, who have some knowledge and know-how, and you have something that you think you can bring to the table, why don't we start talking about working on equality and partnerships and building relationships and families together? Those are the conversations that we need to have, and those are the conversations that I will continue to have in 2014. So I have a couple of events that I'm putting together and bringing everyone together, because this is extremely important. We're talking about people who are coming back, but a lot of people have the wrong ideas and the wrong thinking, and they are not necessarily informed on what they need to do. There are some people who are coming back who have a fantasy idea of coming back. And when that fantasy is shattered by individuals on the internet who are filling the space with fear, uncertainty, and doubt, spreading false information, spreading wrong information, spreading all different kinds of things, do you know who hurts from that? The people who hurt from that are the people in the West still trying to get here, who are still stuck there because they have all of this negative, or they have all of this like divergent information that is going here and going there, and no one can make heads or tails or positive from what they're getting. Now, the workshop is called Anywhere in Africa. The next one is going to be Sunday, the 14th of January at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern. I only have space for 25 people. It's called Anywhere in Africa. And the reason why I have it like that is because you don't have to come to Tanzania. Tanzania might not be the party for you. Ghana might not be the party for you. Kenya may be the party for you. There may be other places, and there are some other places, some people who are looking for the party. And this is definitely not the place to party if you're looking for party. So, it's important. Traveling for repatriation is completely different from traveling for vacation. Traveling for repatriation is going to give you a completely different insight. you must be prepared. If you're going to Mexico, you buy your ticket, you go read up on Cancun, you try to figure out how you need to get there. That's on vacation. But if you're talking about moving your body, your person, selling your belongings, selling your apartment, uprooting your children out of school, and coming to try something new, then you need guidance. It's a completely different. I'm looking off camera. I'm looking off camera because, hey, buddy, let me show you what I'm looking at. Hey, don't come over here. Can y'all see him? Can you see? Let me see. Don't come over here. Do not. I know you hear my voice, but don't. Go back inside. Mr. Go back inside. Go back inside. Go back. God, Jojo! Oh, get up! Oh. Okay, so the rabbit has. I'm trying to get the rabbit back inside because come, baby, come. Y'all can see the rabbit. Ah, Jojo. Okay, so that was a serious chat interrupted by the rabbit because we're on the cliff and this is kind of dangerous. I don't want him out here. Come, baby. Oh, Lord. Anyway, let me try to finish my chat. Then I'll try to recapture him. So, yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same as traveling to Mexico to say, yeah, I read up on my hotel, the guide is going to pick me up, and that's going to be it. It's a completely different experience. You have to figure out your income. You have to figure out how you're going to insert yourself into a new culture. The plane ticket is just a half of it. It's not even a half of it. It's not even a quarter of it. Okay, so guidance is necessary. Guidance is absolutely necessary. Okay, so I don't want to hear any more of this why I left and this, that, and the third, because some of us are guilty of romanticizing. Some of us are guilty of fantasizing. Some of us are guilty of not doing due diligence. Some of us are guilty of getting the information from the wrong sources. Some of us are guilty of not actually following through on their own plan. So what that means is if you're a person who says you need to do ABC to do this thing that you say you want to do, and you only do A, don't do B, don't do C, and then your results is a negative D and a negative E and a negative F, and then you start complaining about, wow, I should have, I wish, and these people, they did. Okay, you have to be about it person. You have to change your entire mindset in order to survive on this continent. It is not going to be easy. So for people who are procrastinators, for people who are not able to execute, for people who say one thing and do another, this is not the place for you. Africa will not be the place. Nowhere on this continent will be the place for you. Actually, probably nowhere on the planet will be the place for you, because where we are right now in the world, in life, is really about getting things done. So I'm not necessarily here to try to, tell you, come to Tanzania, come to Ghana, go wherever, this, that, and the third. What I want you to do is make the decision that is right for you. And I present that in this workshop in detail. I go into fine detail because I think it is important. There is money being spent there, and it's really unfair that some people come with ideas in their head without plans. They have ideas, but not plans. And, they spend their money in a hotel. They spend their money on the airline. They spend transportation. And at the end of the day, they give up. And those are the only people who actually benefited from their misguidedness and their miscalculation. The airline, the hotel, and the transportation, because they are not following a certain plan. They're not following the plan to get the results that they need. So I don't care if you don't like me or if you like me or not, but the one thing that you will know about me is that I get things done and I bring results. And if I'm telling you that this is something that I've done a tremendous amount of research and my own experience from, then I guarantee you that this will be beneficial to you. So go ahead and send me the email. I will send you the link for the Eventbrite. It is going to be Sunday at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. It's rubbish. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. We are going in detail about all that you need to know. Yes, you can still book the Exodus house. Send the email as well. I am only doing the apartment, the 2-bedroom. It has 2 bedrooms, 4 beds, private bathroom, laundry. Everything is included in there. So go ahead and send me an email if you're looking to come. It's very important that people who are looking to come to Africa, who have been to Africa, who are planning to move to Africa, who are currently living in Africa, take this investment in this workshop so that they can have an awareness and be conscious of the things that they need to do correctly in order to have success in Africa. Okay, so that's what I want, and I want people to have a reality check. Not everything that you see on YouTube is easy. It does not come without pain. There is an opportunity cost, and the opportunity cost is painful. Okay, Africa is not a bed of roses, but if you know, there is an element of dignity and self-respect and oneness with nature that you will be able to achieve here that you cannot achieve anywhere else. Okay, this is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the young and flighty. It is not for the people who say they're going to do things and they don't. It's not for the people who are misleading people and telling them that they can do this and they can do that when they really cannot. It is for the people who have experience, who have knowledge, wisdom, know-how, and have a desire to take themselves to the next level. This is not for the weak. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for it's not for the dumb. It really isn't. Okay. This workshop is going to help you bring a better quality of awareness, a better quality of knowledge, and step your game up to where you need to be. Okay, so I think that is going to be helpful for people as they think about either getting involved in import-export, as they think about getting involved in travel, as they think about all the things that they need to do in order to make a successful go at Africa. Okay, so that's what I got for you all. Go ahead and send me the email. The next event is Sunday, the 14th at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. For anyone who has attended the last event or have done any one-on-one, your comments, if you can see this, are appreciated. I will be sending an email because people need to know that the kind of value that you are getting out of these workshops. Okay, it's not something that you can really get and pick up on the sidewalk. All right. Therefore, an investment of $100 is required. Please go ahead and send the email. Make sure to attend Sunday, the 14th of January, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.